Okay, so this is our A minor pentatonic lesson here. It's very simple, but the goal here is to learn it in a very specific way. Because yes, we can learn our scales and sections and parts just kind of whatever, right? We could just, play backwards with one finger. We're going to use a very specific way of playing this scale. So the scale goes like this. This is a super common scale. You might already know it. Okay, it's just a regular old pentatonic scale. What you're going to be playing is the 5th fret of the E string, the 8th fret of the E string, then you do the 5 and 7 of the A, 5, 7 of the D, 5, 7 of the G, 5, 8, right, 5th fret and 8th fret of the B string, 5, 8 of the little E string. So those are the frets, those are the notes, and again, you could technically go, and that's your pentatonic. I want you to use your pinky for all the 8th frets, and your ring for all the 7th frets, and of course your index for all the 5s. So you're going to do index, pinky, index, ring, index, ring, index, ring, index, ring, index, pinky, index, pinky. Okay, and then you're going to rewind it, right? So that doesn't mean do this. No, I mean literally pinky first. So pinky, index, pinky, index, ring, index, ring, index, ring, index, ring, pinky, index. My bad. And that's basically it. So what we did in class was we practiced it. Another thing too, make sure you're pressing with the tips of your fingers, okay? The tips of your fingers, not the pads. I get a lot of students that are doing this. I don't know if you're one of them, but if you are, try to fix that, okay? We don't want this, we want more of that, like this, kind of with your, I can't see if it focuses. So you're kind of using your pinky, right? And your index too. You're wanting to like press a little more with the tip of your finger, okay? So it should look more like this. Again, if you're having trouble reaching the top, chances are it's not that your pinky's short. It probably is, but it's not. That's not why you can't reach it. It's because you're like sideways, right? So if that's an issue you're having, you need to rotate your hand. Another thing too that I notice some students do, don't do this. I'm doing this so you guys can see like what fingers I'm using. Don't do that. Just keep them in the front, out of the way, but because you might need them for something else. So what we did with this is we practice improvising. Okay, so we put a little backing track in during class, just a nice little thing that we were playing, and we just went up and down the scale. Okay, and we just practiced playing it on beat. So if our rhythm was 1, 2, 3, 4, we went 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we changed the variation of it too. So we would go, instead of just quarter notes, we would go 8th notes. We didn't go too far from 8th notes last week, but that's basically what we did. Then we experimented with trying to be musical with it. Because even though that's a really useful scale, it doesn't sound that musical. It just sounds like a scale. It sounds kind of boring, right? So how do we make it musical? Well, you don't want to play every single note, right? When you think of musical, think singing, right? Singers don't play through every single note. Usually singers are singing like 2 or 3 notes for the most part. And they're kind of stuck in a certain spot. Or not stuck. Stuck's not the right word. But they fixate in a certain spot. So as guitar players, maybe we kind of start in a certain area. You don't have to start on that first note, right? You can start down here or in the middle, wherever you want, okay? So for example, you can do something like, and then another thing too is varying the speeds of each note, right? Meaning you have 8th notes, and then you have quarter notes, right? And then maybe even whole notes. Maybe you go, right? And then we'll also kind of experiment it with sliding, right? right? We didn't do anything that crazy, but sliding notes, right? Another thing you can do is bend notes. Is another experiment you can do. So for what I wanted you to work on this week is practicing this scale and just get creative with it. Remember, if I start here, that doesn't mean I have to play that next door neighbor, right? I can skip to this one, right? I could, man, if I wanted to, I could go all the way to that last note, okay? So that's what we want to kind of break out of already. So if you already know this, if you can do this pretty confidently, then start experimenting what combinations you can do, right? So you go maybe, right? Maybe playing even notes at the same time. Things like that, okay? So I'm gonna attach a backing track to this lesson, just like a normal backing track, and it'll be in A. We're gonna mostly focus on blues. I'm in standard tuning, by the way. And just practice playing your scale first. Play it on beat. And what I mean by that is whatever the drums are doing, or if there's a click on it, just line up with that first. So da da da. Then from there start to vary the beat, the rhythm. And that's basically it. It was a really simple lesson. It was a really fun lesson. Learn this for class and then practice it with the backing track. And then in class, I'm going to show you guys some licks and stuff that you guys can do. For example, one that you guys are going to for sure learn is like just something really simple, like something like that. And the goal is going to be for us to play it at a specific moment in the backing track, whatever backing track we pick for that day. That's the cool thing about playing these scales and improvising is you can do it on a bunch of different tracks. So whatever track we pick on Friday, that'll be what we work on. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay.